Michelle, your CDA instructor. How are you doing today? Um, First of all of these notes that you took on all these different things that were in the module are fantastic. um, that's really good. You didn't have to do that, so that's really, really good. I wanted to just give you some comments about your 10 things you would add in the classroom and give you a little more information about those. Um, these items that you have on here, so let's go through them one by one. So posters about history and where learning came from, that is really only appropriate for much older children. In early childhood, we do not provide children with this kind of information. So I just wanted to make sure you understand there's nothing wrong with teaching older kids all of that. That's really good. But young children, we do not do that. We do not use flashcards with young children. They're not appropriate. I'm not sure what you mean by different toys. So if you want to say more about that, that would be great. I'm not sure what you mean by more learning activities. So if you want to say more about that, that would be great. Whiteboards for writing and practicing spelling and counting are not used in early childhood. That's for children who are much older. It's okay for them to use whiteboards and use the markers that go with them, but we don't count and practice spelling and that kind of thing like you do in school. That's for much older children. This is great. Spanish and ASL and other languages. Yes, that's great to have lots of exposure to other languages is great. And songs, for example, or stories are good resources for that. I'm not sure if you don't have those things already. You don't have songs or stories in other languages. So you can say a little more about that when you add in your assignment. So this number 7 is not appropriate for young children. Children need picture books when they're younger, and we are not reading to them from these picture books to teach them to read or have them practice learning to read. So and pictures are not a distraction from words. So I think be careful with that, because we're until you have studied how to teach reading and how that happens, I would be careful, because this is not how children learn to read, and we actually need them to have books with pictures so that they can talk about the pictures long before we want to show them any words to read. That comes in elementary school. So I'm not sure where you got that idea from, if it was something you heard in the module, but letter and number blocks are fine. But again, we are not in early childhood trying to teach the way we would older children. I'm not sure what you mean by color posters, so you could, say something more about that, and more learning stuff for kids. I'm not sure what you mean by that. So if you can redo that list, that would be really helpful. I'm not sure where this schedule comes from. You should use the schedule that's in the classroom you're in. If you're not in one classroom, if you're like a floater or a sub, let me know that so I can help you. This schedule is really a schedule for older children, and it's not one that would be used for young children, the schedule you have here. So we need to redo that or look at that again. I would look at a schedule that you have, maybe where you work, to see if that helps you understand. Young children don't do this this is more like school, and in early childhood we don't do that yet. So anyway, I hope that helps. Please let me know if you're confused, and I'll keep trying to help you, but maybe start with that list. So I want to go back over these things here. So I noticed that a lot of these activities you have here are very focused on kids learning things that we really don't do in early childhood. Um, I'm not sure where you got the idea from Reggio Emilia that about them being stressed and that kind of thing. Um, so I'll go through this again and maybe talk to you a little bit more about it in another recording. But I do want to say overall that in early childhood, I'm not sure why this is happening for you, that you're getting the idea we're supposed to be like, we never do math questions ever in early childhood. So I'm not sure where that's coming, where you're getting the idea about that one. Um, so if you maybe you can tell me about that, or maybe you can say, oh, I that's just a misunderstanding I have. Um, so anyway, let me know how I can help you with that part.